Clifton has to be present. Thank you. Ms. Coronado has 6 minutes.
Go, Connie.
Good evening. On March 25th of this year, the staff report for annexation was presented to the City Council and the public. On page 1, it states, several months ago, Hemet United submitted to LAVCO a petition containing approximately 1,500 signatures of registered voters residing in the unincorporated Hemet area, requesting annexation to the city. LAVCO has confirmed that the petition meets the threshold for consideration. The petition lists the following primary reasons for the proposed annexation, end of quote. On March 26th, I submitted a public records request asking for the documentation referenced in that staff report. Specifically, the materials that were said to have been provided by Hemet United or LAVCO confirming that the petition met the threshold. I asked who submitted these documents and what dates. The city's written response dated April 22nd, almost a month later, stated, the City of Hemet does not maintain records for external organizations or entities. You will need to contact those organizations directly, and gave me LAVCO's contact information. So the city didn't even have the documentation that they referenced in its own staff report. The city did not even have a copy of the certification of sufficiency from LAVCO. Due diligence goes out the window depending on who you talk to, I suppose. Let's look back at that statement again, because it's not accurate. It was not several months ago. In fact, it was 3 years ago, in 2022, that the Registrar of Voters certified 1,089 sufficient signatures, not 1,500. And on April 4th, 2022, LAVCO confirmed with the petitioner that the petition met the threshold with a certificate of sufficiency. So did the city know or not know that the petition was 3 years old and now going on 4 when it was presenting that report in March? I was never provided that certificate by the city. Instead, the documentation that I was given to confirm the petition was, in fact, certified, was a letter from one of the key individuals pushing this agenda to annex us, a letter from Dr. Chaudhry, the doctor to Mark Presowich, the city manager, dated August 7th, 2024, thanking the city manager for meeting with him and telling the city manager what he now needs from the city to annex us. I'm quite curious to know who was at this meeting and where it took place. Based on additional public records requests throughout the months of August up to March staff report, as well as moving forward, by the way, there has been much staff time and possible funds used to compile documentation and prepare that said report. Are tax dollars paying for this? Did the council approve those staff hours or any outside agency payments for what we are repeatedly told is someone else's proposal? Outside agencies, including LAVCO, do charge for their time, by the way. On page 6, it says, there is no direct fiscal impact from this report. Really? Has the city billed the petitioner for those staff hours or possible outside agency fees incurred before or after the staff report? Let's shift gears. The city estimates the proposed annexation would generate approximately $14.2 million in new reoccurring annual general fund revenue as of July 1st, 2025. Then on page 4, it projects 37 new positions and approximately $11.1 million in annual expenditures, leaving an estimated $3 million surplus, which could be allocated for other staffing or service needs. A little over $3 million is estimated annual surplus. But then we get into the asterisks, the fine print. On page 18 under police, equipment costs will need to be considered if not provided by annexation. Additional costs may be needed to consider, such as a new police facility maintenance, equipment maintenance, etc. On page 20 under fire, equipment costs will need to be considered if not provided by the annexation. Additional costs may need to be considered, such as new fire station maintenance, equipment maintenance, etc. Another etc. On page 21, under Public Works, equipment costs will need to be considered if not provided by annexation. Additional costs may be needed, such as additional engineering staff, equipment maintenance, or administrative staff. Sounds like that $3 million annual surplus isn't a surplus after all. A lot of et ceteras on there. First of all, we all know that you recently approved an office small home remodel for $750,000 plus a contingency percentage. So we know $1 million doesn't go very far. There is a lot that is unaccounted for besides what is an asterisk on paper. There are ongoing liabilities, keeping up with CalPERS costs, the ongoing lawsuits, the city's liability insurance jumping sky high again, the need to hire more staff because departments are already stretched thin trying to serve 90,000 residents. On top of that, there is the question of stations for both PD and Hemet Fire. If there are any updates to these fiscal issues, those of us who would be affected by all of this wouldn't know. We wouldn't know because of the lack of transparency and lack of public discussion by this city. Please stop hiding behind the claim, we are not the petitioner. We all understand that the city must ultimately agree whether annexation is feasible or not, and it is not. In fact, it is fiscally irresponsible for both the unincorporated residents and the current residents of Hemet. So tonight, I say clearly and firmly, no to being absorbed by a city that cannot afford to sustain us. No to annexation. No, thank you.
And just a quick point of order, just gonna ask all speakers to speak loudly and clearly into the microphone for our translator to provide the translation services to all participants in the room. Thank you.
I'm speaking tonight as a resident who cares deeply about this community, both the city and the surrounding unincorporated areas that together form the heart of the San Jacinto Valley. I'm here to deliver a clear message shared by residents through the No Annexation Facebook page, the Hemet Region Informed website, and over 2,300 No Annexation petition signatures on change.org. We oppose Hemet's proposed annexation of surrounding unincorporated areas. Our reasons are broad but consistent, rooted in city performance, trust, economic impact, and community identity. The first one, city mismanagement and capacity. Residents believe the city of Hemet is already struggling to manage its existing responsibilities with visible issues like deteriorating roads, homelessness, uncollected trash, vacant businesses, and code enforcement issues. This message is repeated across hundreds of comments and is simple. Hemet can't take care of what it already has. Downtown is full of empty stores and potholes. Fix Hemet first before adding more. There is a deep distrust in city leadership and concern that annexation is a money grab aimed at a tax revenue rather than community improvement. Number two, economic and service concerns. Residents fear annexation would mean higher taxes and fees without better services. They already see the city's public safety and public works departments are overstretched. Many contrast this with their satisfaction under county sheriff and fire services, noting faster response times and stronger local trust. Higher taxes, less service is a quote from them. We love our county sheriff and fire department, don't replace them. 3, rural identity and property values. People choose to live in the county for peace, space, and independence. They value their rural lifestyle, open space, agriculture, and freedom from city bureaucracy. Annexation, they fear, will be more government oversight, more regulation, and lower property values. We moved here for peace and community, not city bureaucracy. Keep Val Vista rural. Number 4, transparency and trust. Residents also feel excluded from the process. Many say they were not notified or meaningfully included in discussions. The lack of outreach has only deepened mistrust. The households most impacted have been left out. These are direct quotes. The process lacks honesty and transparency. Across all statements, one message stands out. Fix Hemet first. Before expanding boundaries, Hemet must address homelessness.
Your time is up.
I had 9 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
Dr. Murphy, we have one speaker card from you. We do not have anyone donating to you.
I did.
And your name is?
Debbie Willis.
Leanne Ratliff.
Okay, they weren't noted on your cards, but you say Leanne Ratliff?
Dr. Leanne Ratliff.
Okay. We have two more here. So.
Okay.
Noted.
Thank you.
6 more minutes.
Across all statements, one message stands out: fix Hemet first. Before expanding boundaries, Hemet must address homelessness, infrastructure, economic decline, and public trust. Local control didn't stop Diamond Valley from being no contact, the median down in Florida, the lights being out of sync, or the downtown blight. Residents are not opposed to progress, they're opposed to poorly managed growth. We ask the council to reject or pause annexation plans, reinvest in their existing neighborhoods, and restore trust through transparency and accountability. Thank you.
Speaker is Jose. Any questions? And Shrivas has 6 minutes.
Hello, council members and city attorney and city manager. My name is Jose Julio Iniguez, and I'm the manager and owner of Music Mania in downtown Hemet. On October 22nd, we've got a notice from code enforcement about our murals in the front side of our business, that they needed to be removed due to colors and permit issues. So I just came to kind of present my case to the city council and see what we can do. The artist Alejandro and his daughter put the murals up in place. We picked an eclectic mix of different variety of artists. They're representing different eras in music, different races, different genres, as we feel music is a very uniting force, and we wanted to represent that through the murals. So it was this idea of creating something that creates unity in a time where we live is so divisive. It's been beautiful to see people stop and take pictures. I've seen moms lining up their kids in front of the mural and taking up pictures. It brings back memories of me and my mom and my brothers getting our pictures taken in front of Gary's TV and video. For the people who have been here for a while, they might recall that mural that we used to have there on the east side. So when I put this together in conjunction with Al, that was kind of like the vision to create this kind of like, talking point and community point, and we feel we really did achieve that. We did start a petition that we put up and posted up around to try to get signatures to see what kind of support we can get through that. So I did want to read what I have on there. So at 135 East Florida Avenue in downtown Hemet, the walls of Music Mania have become a canvas that celebrates the soul of music and community. Painted by local artist Al and his daughter Alicia, these painted murals feature legendary musicians like Ozzy Osbourne, Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, Prince, Nirvana, Daft Punk, and Dolly Parton, and many more, alongside the Music Mania name itself. These murals were created to uplift spirits, to remind people that everyone has a song inside of them, and to bring color and creativity to a part of our city that needs more joy, not less. Recently, Music Mania received notice from City Code Enforcement ordering the removal of the murals due to permit issues. We respect our city's process, but believe that public art should be encouraged, not erased. So it says on the murals here, for the petition, we, the undersigned, ask the City of Hemet and Code Enforcement to allow the murals to remain as while the matter is being reviewed. Help us grant retroactive permit approval so these artwork can be officially recognized, and collaborate with local artists and businesses to establish fair, community-based mural and art ordinances for downtown Hemet that celebrate creativity instead of restricting it. The Music Mania murals have become a local landmark. People stop to take pictures, talk about the artists, and are inspired to create. Removing them would erase more than paint on the wall. It would erase part of our shared story. Please stand with us to preserve this expression of music, color, community pride in downtown Hemet. So yeah, just asking for support here from our local District 1 council member, Connie Clark, to work with at the planning department to try to figure out if we can resolve the issue and preserve the murals, and also create, I think more than anything, a dialogue, because one of the things that I'm hearing from the city and the planning department is what's considered appropriate or approved and what is not, and who gets to decide and dictate that is a conversation that I feel we need to have. Thank you for your time.
evening. My name's Mary Ann. It's been a while since I've been here. Wow, lots going on. What I'd like to speak though tonight is about, I don't know if you guys drive through San Jacinto, but what they started doing is they put red reflector tape on the posts of their stop signs. Now, I drive there every morning in the dark, so it does help. If you can't see the stop sign, the reflective tape is there. So that's also another sign to stop. I live on a very busy corner of Lyon and Oakland, and I have a hard time sitting in my backyard because I can hear people run that stop sign. Because you know when they're not gonna stop, you just know it. So I would like to encourage, it's a very inexpensive way, rather than doing the lights, the blinking lights around the sign, that would run off of the sun anyway. However, this is just sending out and putting that reflector tape, not on every stop sign, but like even going down Palm, I saw people just, they just run it. They don't, and there's times where, you know, there's branches in front of the stop sign. People don't always see it. So this is just one more step for safety, and it might have helped that gentleman where the girl ran that stop sign and hit him. Had there been reflector tape on that post, that might have stopped her from doing that, just as there being just one more step to safety. Thank you.
Followed by Ryan Webb.
Yeah. My name is Sandy Casper. I'm a retired teacher in the Hemet Unified School District for 20 years. I live at 42320 Santiago Drive, which is in East Hemet, and I'm here to speak for both my family and neighbors who could not be here tonight. We were very unhappy when the word of the annexation started coming out this year, and then to find out that it's been in the works for years and none of us ever heard about it. We think that to have something like this go on and not make it public to everybody, and to not ask other people what they think about it, or to ask the people involved, which is us, what we think about it. Just because legally you don't have to ask us does not mean that you shouldn't ask us. And if you go ahead with this without canvassing and asking every individual who lives in the affected area, you are making a grave mistake to your future and our future. Thank you.
Followed by George Starr.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Ryan Webb, Interim Fire Chief. I just wanted to remind you about our second annual Girls Empowerment Camp that is taking place this weekend. The opening ceremony starts at 7:30, and the festivities last until 5 o'clock on both Saturday and Sunday here at our Fire Station 4. We had such a great turnout last year. We had this year supported fully by Supervisor Washington, who grant funded this empowerment camp. We had initially 30 girls that we reserved. We waitlisted right away, so we bumped the number to 40. Still waitlisted, so now we're currently at a number of 44. So if you can make it, we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. And then George Stewart.
Good evening. I come for my old problem, corner of Kimball and Carmelita. Since last time I've been here, 2 more accidents. One of them tried to avoid in the last moment, swept by, side struck my truck, destroyed the mirror, the door, the windows, and so on. And keep on going because probably it's one of those California non-registered, non-licensed, non-everything else. So that's what's going on with that. I hear that tonight you guys want to go and annex more property. How about taking care of what we have right now? Downtown is being completely abandoned. I have a palm tree in the front of my place, dead for 10 years. Last rain, I see water coming up in the middle of it. That means the whole center of that palm tree, which is about this wide, two people cannot get it together. It's empty. So water come up from the top all the way to there. It's just a matter of probably months before that thing will fall up in the top of a car or something. And I've been promised maybe more than 4 times by the Park Recreation, I'm gonna be here next week and do it. That was 4 or 5 years ago. The street, Carmelita Street, is in such a disrepair, it's not even funny. For 3 months was a hole about a foot wide by 3 feet long and almost a feet deep. Pieces of cement, of asphalt were flying over again. I could hear it hitting the trees and hitting the sidewalk, where the people go over it, and cars going bang, prong. So I had to go and get a wheelbarrow with some ground and fill it up in the middle of the street. And it stayed like that for almost 2 months until finally I catch one of those guys going by with asphalt, and I say, you put couple of spits in here to fill it up. And they finally did it. Okay, that's another thing. You have a fence between your future garden and my property over there. And that fence, it's been there for about 10 years, and less than 2-inch long nails doesn't gonna stay in the old wood. So it started coming up loose, and it was kind of hanging. So I told your Park and Recreation, hey, put some screws in that if you want that fence not to fall down. What they did, they come up and rip off, half of the fence, and now you have pieces of fence here, pieces of fence there, pieces of fence in the other side, and big old hole in the middle for homeless to ride down. We extend the code enforcement for those guys' mural. How about the 18 graffitis in our driveways from Florida to Kimball? Just in my town, where I come from, the city officials, they used to walk their district, just to see and say hello to people. We only do that when the election come, or what's...
Mr. George, your time is up.
Do something, or are we gonna have to do something? Thank you.